What up, world? This is the Tankhead Moe Show. I'm your host, Tankhead Moe. And boy, do we have a special guest in the building. He's on the road hosting and performing all across Georgia, Alabama, Chattanooga, and South Carolina, creating laughter one city at a time. He's a content creator who's has the internet rolling, playing the Atlanta Falcons head coach. Make some noise for the very funny stand-up comedian Patrick Seals.
Thank y'all for having me. Thank y'all for having me. Happy to be here. How you doing, man?
Hey, man, I'm doing good, man. What about yourself, man? Let the people know, man, as a stand-up comedian, how did you get started, man?
I got started by taking a comedy class at the Laughing Skull. You know, my homeboys, we was outside somebody's house, still on the back porch, just chopping it up, and we was going around in a circle, and everybody was just discussing their hidden talent.
Right.
And when it got to me, I said I'm a good thinker, and my homeboy was like, "Nah, he funny. He need to do comedy." Right. Like, okay, let me look into that. And so I looked up stand-up comedy on Google, and the first thing that popped up was Laughing Skull open mic stand-up comedy class.
Okay.
So I took that comedy class at the Laughing Skull. I was taught by Marshall Childs, the owner of the Laughing Skull at the time.
Okay.
About like a 6-week class. You know what I mean? And then in the meantime, because I was doing that once a week on a Monday, I was driving home one time, and I heard some laughter coming from the left side of my car. And I looked over, it's Star Bar. First time I ever experienced a Star Bar. I walked in, and I see Anthony Driver on stage. Anthony Driver, he was killing it. And I'm like, oh, this is what comedy is at? This is where it takes place at? This whole time, I've been living in this city, well, adjacent, because I live in Stockbridge, but I live in Atlanta. It's not Atlanta. You know what I mean? But, you know.
We say it's Atlanta.
It is. It's Metro Atlanta.
Yeah.
But driving through the city a lot and always being fascinated about, you know, where people go to hang out and have comedy events. Right. And this whole time, it was right there in front of my face. And ever since then, it was like, wow, all these hidden places have comedy. You know what I mean? And I've been intrigued ever since, from BQE to Cat's Cafe to Sweet Lounge. You know what I mean? A lot of places that I've been driving past, and this whole time they have comedy right around the corner. And it's so accessible. It's free. Yeah, I mean, it's cheap. They got good food and top quality comedians.
Right. Oh, yeah.
And that was the most driving factor for me, because seeing Anthony Driver kill like that, I didn't think that type of comedy was so accessible to me at the level I was at, that I can just walk into Star Bar is free and just hear comedians just smashing. Right. And ever since then, man, it's been an adrenaline rush. Not gonna lie, it's been cool.
Hey, yeah, I heard you mention the teaching class at the Laughing Skull. Also, I know Plug Chapman teach over there as well. And I also want to say shout out to Maurice Sims.
Yeah. Shout out to Maurice Sims, man, putting the whole scene together. I'm not gonna hold you, man. He's been doing it because at the time, you know, Carlos Miller was hosting Cats. Right. And that right there was the most mind-blowingest thing I had ever seen when I first went to Cats. Seeing Carlos Miller in there, it was like, wow, I'm really in Hollywood like that. I'm in Hollywood South. Right. And he was smashing. He wasn't doing material, but he was doing improv crowd work. And at the time, I was so scared of crowd work that I looked at it as like, this dude, he's the GOAT. Right. He's the GOAT of the city. And I see him, a comedian, go up and smash, and he'll go right behind him and keep killing. Man. And it's like, I want to get to that level. Right. Yeah, I mean, I want to be able to do that on a level where I'm comfortable, consistent, and I got the room in the palm of my hands. Right. You know what I mean?
Right. Cause it's a skill, man, and that's the difference when people, not to kind of throw it off, because I hear sometimes people say, you know, like, we may do a little content, but we're a stand-up comedian. So I might hear people call a internet comedian a comedian because he's doing funny skits. Yeah. And I had to tell people it's a different from a real life stand-up comedian. Oh, absolutely. Because it's an art. Absolutely. And with you and Carlos Miller was doing, like, crowd work, that's a skill. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? A professional skill. That's art. Because you just can't get up there and know how to, you know, take people somewhere, talk a certain way without getting attacked. You know, a person with that skill know how to master that crowd.
And I'm not gonna lie, I feel like now what's happening in comedy is crowd work has become so mainstream that people expect that style of comedy every time they go to comedy shows. That, or they try and get into comedy to do crowd work.
Right.
And these are people who just beginning to start doing comedy. And
correct.
I'm never to tell anybody what to do. If you feel comfortable doing crowd work, then by all means do your crowd work. But just know that you're not going to be good at anything the first time you do it. And you have to learn how to do it.
Right.
You have to be prepared to fail. And doing crowd work, you're going to fail a lot.
Right.
You know what I mean? Trying to get the right cadence down, the right question to ask people, who to ask, who doesn't want to be asked a question.
Good information.
And just all the other, you know what I mean, general ideas that come into crowd work. Because, I mean, it's been times where I've had people positively heckle me, and I had to adjust to that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because people want to be a part of the show, and they want you to do good.
Right.
You know what I mean? And here in Atlanta, it's never like on no malicious, bad intention type of stuff. Right. So when people like, yeah, right on, or some shit like that, it might throw you off if you're not used to it.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And you have to take it in stride and be able to persevere throughout it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And man, that is real talk, man. And and you right about crowd work too, because I remember a few weeks ago, shout out to my boy Sir Jeffrey. He was hosting Atlanta Comedy Theater, and I had went up there and did something, and I was doing a joke, like actually joke with act outs, and the people felt some type of way about my type of joke. And I said, oh, y'all want me to talk to y'all. So when I started talking to them, and then I did a little marriage joke, they laughed. So when they laughed, I walked off stage. I said, that's my time. Then they were mad. He said, what y'all think about Tank? They were like, they were mad. They were like, that was funny. They was mad. So, because it's like sometimes they try to force you to do crowd work, and I want to work the art. Yeah. Because if you go on a huge stage, you ain't gonna be up there talking to people in the audience. You got to work the art of stand up. So yeah,
you got to come with material, man. And I'm not gonna lie, a lot of crowds, they are different.
Right.
And what I realize when it comes to crowd work is that you have to do it in a way that it doesn't seem like it's crowd work, so you can ease on into your material. Yeah, I mean, that's the beauty behind crowd work, is that I can ask you a question about what you do for a living, and then somehow we can talk about fucking uncircumcised dildos.
Right.
That's the beauty of it. You know what I mean? How we go from point A to point B, and then in the middle is where, we meet, and then that was the journey we just went on. And that's, that's the art of crowd work.
Right.
But for me personally, I try and stay away from crowd work as much as possible. I mean, there are times where it's a given. Something is going on in the room that you have to address. That's just the nature of comedy. But at the same time, I try and steer it back to my comedy set, because anytime I'm free-ranging and feeling loosey-goosey, I don't have too much confidence in that. Right. So I like to stick with
the feeling
I feel confident in. That's the material that I have, these jokes that I prepare. Like, that's going on. But at the same time, let me tell you about these uncircumcised dildos that's going on right now. Right. You know what I mean? Because I can't let the crowd dictate what I do. Right. You know what I mean? I know the journey we're going on. Right. And it's my job to do it in a way that is entertaining to the crowd.
Correct.
You know what I mean? Even though there are times, I feel like that is a style of comedy that people do specifically go to, like a roast battle or a crowd working type of comedian. But that's not my lane. Right. You know what I mean? And shouts out to those comedians who are able to do that, because there are some killers who are able to do crowd work, and they have specials going on. Right. And I want to be able to do crowd work, not necessarily make it my main tool. Right. But I do respect that a lot, though. Right.
I feel like, I'm like that too. If I do crowd work, it's got to be at the end of a show or something after I have entertained, when that time come when I'm paid to entertain. You see what I'm saying? So I get it. And that's very important. And the good thing that it is that you understand the art of stand-up. A lot of comedians that coming in don't. They just think you just get up there, hey, I rode the MARTA bus today, and voila, you know what I'm saying? Like, and just talk about stuff that don't make any sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm Tankhead, you know what I'm saying? And you say stuff worse than me, you know what I'm saying? Like,
it's all a trial by error type of situation, because I was one of those type of comedians too. I'm not gonna lie. First time I went into Cats, I didn't even have a game plan. You know what I mean? I thought I was going to be able to crowd work and be able to kill, had this good ass set. But I learned very quickly that it is a skill. It is a craft that no matter how good these other guys are, how easy they make it look, that's because they put in a lot of time, effort, and discipline to learn the craft so they can make it seem effortlessly.
Right.
And that's the level that a lot of comedians, they need to strive to.
Right.
I mean, of course, it's a learning curve and it's a process of realizing that this isn't just going to come to me. It's because I'm funny in the backyard with my friends.
Right.
In front of strangers, it's a whole different context because these people don't know you. They've never met you. They don't know your mama. They don't know your cousins. They don't know none of the inside jokes that you have with any of your family members. So everything that you present to them is going to be new information in general.
Right.
So trying to make them laugh about what happened at your cousin's birthday the other day, it's not going to work.
It ain't the same.
Unless you add the context behind it and then learn how to tell a story on stage.
Right.
Because I was one of those comedians, I wanted to tell a story. I wanted to be up there for an hour before I even got to the punchline. You know what I mean? I had to realize, okay, in certain places, you have 15 seconds of audience attention. And in other places, you might have 20 to 25 seconds.
Right.
And telling the story where there's an hour between each punchline is not going to cut it. You know what I mean? And in the culture that we have with black people, storytelling goes a long way, especially when it comes to comedy. Right. And so the first aspect that I wanted to do was storytelling. And I had to learn the structures of storytelling, climax, rise and resolution, plot, character setting, all that type of stuff. And then joke telling. Yeah, I mean, premise, punchline, setup.
Mix it in.
And putting it all together and how the combination and the balance works. Because the way out, it wasn't going to be a long career the way I was doing it.
Yeah, I'm a storyteller too. And like my mentor, shout out to Kente Scott, but in Oakland, California. But like I write, and I write in 10 minutes. He say, "Boy, you be right." Then he be like, "Okay, now you got to break it. You got to punch it, get it stage ready." You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And that be the thing. And like here, you only have 3-4 minutes to work stuff. So sometimes I find myself working my stuff out at home with a microphone, you know, and stuff like that on Blizz because I can't hit these stages every day. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because when you have a career and stuff like that, you got to do what you got to do because all that po man hustling stuff, that ain't where it at when you got people depending on you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. I got a microphone at home, and when I'm not able to get out to comedy shows, it's one of the ways I do stay loose. Is being in front of that mirror in my safe space where I don't have to worry about anybody judging me, and I can just let loose. I can say what I want to. I can move how I want to. And that way it translates to me being on stage because I've already practiced being loose, being warmed up and not being restricted. Because my whole thing was when I first wanted to do comedy, I didn't want to just stand still and tell jokes in a monotone voice and just be real boring. Like, I want to move around, pitch my voice, go low, go high. You know what I mean? I wanted to project.
That's me.
And that's how I do that at home now. So by the time it gets to the stage and I do a random movement, that's because I do random movements when I'm doing my set. You know what I mean? Like there isn't any type of structured movement when I'm practicing. So every body movement that I do is just some random ass shit. You feel me? And that's the way I stay in my zone and stay loose. Because now I just fucking pace. I just rock. You know what I mean? At one point in time I was pacing and now I just fucking just hit a little, you know what I mean, something like this so I can get a little rhythm.
Comfortable.
You know what I mean? So like when my punchlines hit, I can just fucking just keep on being in my zone. Like I'm just fucking in the middle of a complete storm.
Riding that wave.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it is, man.
Yeah, man. Man, I feel that. And I remember a little further back, you was saying like how we be on stage sometime and you ever get to, like you say, they might want you to do crowd work, but you like, I got to work these jokes. And sometimes you be mad because you like, man, I got to work this joke. I got to get this joke in. I can't, you know, you be like, should I, you know, and, but have you ever felt this, like the reason why you don't do crowd work? Because I can tell you me, I don't want it to go somewhere where it shouldn't go. Because I don't want certain people to see that side of me that they don't want to see. Cause you know what I'm saying? I want to be professional. Yeah. You know, let me do my jokes, you know, and let, you know, when you get a second chance on life, like, don't, you know what I'm saying? Let me just entertain you.
Yeah,
you know
I'm not gonna lie. That's how it was when I first started doing, like, that was the main thing was, how do I go up there and not say something crazy or just something fucking totally offensive or just totally wild? Right. You know what I mean, especially when you add the element of an audience member who you're not, you don't know what the fuck they're gonna say out their mouth. Right. And so your response can go way left. And like, to your point, one of the ways I limited that was not talking to the crowd at all. Yeah, I mean, because like I said, at Cats, my first interaction with doing crowd work, I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. A guy was drinking something, and is that a bitch drink you're drinking? And that's something I should never do. Like, now, that's not even my lane. I don't even say bitch on stage now. Right. You know what I mean? And so for me to be asking at Cats, some dude I don't know, you know what I mean, are you drinking a bitch drink? Yeah. And then another time I was at fucking Escobar South. Mario Torre was hosting.
Mario Torre, yeah. Shout out to Mario Torre,
and it was two guys. Shout out Mario Torre. It was two guys sitting up front. Hilarious. And I asked them, "Are you two niggas on a date?" And that was the wrong thing to say, because them niggas was heated. They was ready to fight. They was ready to fight. How dare this nigga ask us, "Are we on a date?" in this all masculinity ass room? And it was like, I think this is going to be the last time I'm going to do some crowd work. I'm just going to stick to this material from now on.
See, like, Mario could have done it.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's skilled at it.
Absolutely.
You see what I'm saying? So
Mario Torre fucking did. And he used to host Crave
at
Euclid Avenue every Tuesday. He would start at 9 o'clock, and the comedians then roll in to about 9:30, 9:45. Right. He would do 30 minutes to 45 minutes every Tuesday to start the show.
Right.
And that's one thing I was very impressed by, the discipline, the dedication.
Yep.
And at the same time, how much material he gained from doing that shit.
Right.
That shit was so beautiful to watch. He was doing crowd work. What else we got going on? Right. Coming up with topics off the top of his head and making that shit funny.
Right.
That is the skill set that I love.
You know why? Because he went through the process.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And he took it serious. Mario is hilarious. So, and you can name a lot of comedians here. You got your Marvin Hunters, you got your Lab Love. I'm going to put Willerton in there. Willerton Ojukwu. Man, you
Sweet
can
Baby
Sweet Baby, Ashima Franklin.
Kelly
Kales, hilarious.
Man, it's some hilarious ass comedians in the city.
Oh, man. And when I tell you, man, like, some of these comedians, I could be older than somewhere, but I still grew up watching them. So we can go back. One thing I say I appreciate about Maurice Sims is when you go to his spots, he had those comedians. Yeah. And those comedians that you grew up watching, and they right there with you. And you know what I'm saying? They very welcoming. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They family. You get your Rodney Perry's. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I'm talking about just
first time I bombed so badly at Cats that same night. Fucking what really set my set off was a lot of people came into the back talking loud, and I wasn't that skilled enough to know that, you know, niggas in the back gonna talk. I still gotta fucking be entertaining to the people up front. And I said something that pissed y'all motherfuckers shut up. Got off the stage. And Fat Man Deezy pulled me to the side. He was like, "Hey, bro."
Yeah, Fat Man.
Hey, bro. Them niggas gonna talk, bro. They do your shit.
Right.
Do your shit. Fuck them niggas in the back. Do your shit. And I fuck with Fat Man Deezy. That was the realest shit that anybody could have said. He could have told me, "Get your bitch ass out of here. Don't ever come back." But you know what I mean? Like you said, that community, that warm embrace. Like, nigga, I understand where you coming from. But nigga, do your shit.
Right. And Fat Man D's is funny as hell, man. And he's a good brother, man.
Man, that is a solid dude right
I met him at Atlanta Comedy Theater.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a solid dude right there, bro.
Man. He's a good brother, man. It ain't too many people see you bum like that and just come up and give you advice. But we keep talking about Cats, man. I had my moment, man, doing the credit card declining joke. You know what I'm saying? And you know how they had that little table on the side with by the stage? Yeah. Man, they had this bald-headed dude with his old lady, man. and like you say, the only thing I knew was my joke. I didn't know how to interact people within my joke. You see what I'm saying? And I went you know, the school been taught. I started off Atlanta Comedy Theater with Josh Harris. Then I get hooked up with Hope Flood, them, the comedy convention, through the comedy convention. And I took a lot of training, like writing, stage presence, and all that, you know. But before I, you know, got really, you know, good into it. But yeah, man, I didn't know how to interact with people. He said, man, I said my credit card declined, man. And I kept trying to go on my joke. Yeah. He said, man, you heard me.
So you was getting heckled all the time.
Yeah, he was getting mad, man. I said, and I'm still trying to do it. Man, you ain't gonna do comedy nowhere in Atlanta, man.
Goddamn.
Yeah.
So he was really on your head then.
Oh, man, he was on me, man. And that real Atlanta almost came out, man. And I had to think, man, like, okay, dog, I'm here to entertain. You know, let me entertain. And like I say, shout out to Shima Franklin, man. But she don't know it. She was the first person ever just let me up. I just popped up. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And she like, nah, I'm gonna get you on stage. Me and my boy Buddy Love, shout out to my homeboy. But she's like, I'm gonna get you on stage. She threw us up there, man. And man, that was all she wrote, man. And I got that feeling. You know what I'm saying? You know that feeling. Oh yeah, I did it. But yeah, man. So and people don't know what it's like when you really learning the art. Sometimes you can't sleep at night. You wake up at 3 a.m. Oh, let me write this down. You know.
Man, I still get like that now.
Yeah,
I still get like that now. Like when because what happened for me was a couple years back, I got this idea behind comedy about like revealing the truth. And ever since then, you know, the first open mic I went to after that, I fucking prepared my ass off on what I was gonna say, man. I was gonna fucking light the room on fire, all this shit. And ever since then, man, I written 700 jokes last year. That was like, they weren't pertaining strictly to, you know, the topics that I was talking about, but it helped me focus on the type of comedian that I want to be. Yeah, I mean, this type of truth-telling, Southern, Black perspective.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, because what I recognize is there's something missing in the comedy market for this type of entertainment. Right. Because there's people who want to be entertained about the truth. Right. They want to be fucking distracted behind the truth, and they don't want to be anywhere close to the truth. You know what I mean? And I want to placate to the market that lives off the truth. You know what I mean? Who breathes off of it. Like, I don't want no type of, you know what I mean? Authenticity, no fake shit. Right. I want people, yeah, that's why I talk about being a black man, being from the South. You know what I mean? My grandma farting in church, all this other stupid shit. Because that's what I experienced. Right. That's what the people around me experienced, and I want to share that with the world. Right. And when I first got that idea of this type of comedy that I want to do, like you said, fucking 3 o'clock in the morning, waiting to the next open mic, because I can't wait to light they ass up. Right.
See, it like me, man, I created, well, Tankhead Moe is because of my name, Maurice. But I always been silly. You see what I'm saying? So when I write, I created, well, I am Tankhead Moe. My mom gave me Tankhead because I had a big head and a little neck growing up. and man, I used to headbutt the shit out of people, man. I ain't lying, man. But I couldn't control it, and I slob on you too. You know what I'm saying? Like when I remember going to daycare, we had, you know, the little 4-seat in the daycare, and we sit back there, and Miss Florence, my shout out to Miss Florence, she's my daycare driver. We went to we didn't have bus, we had wagons, station wagon, and every time she hit a bump, I headbutt a kid, man. Well, we get to daycare, all the kids back there, it was about 4 of us, they knotted up, right? And they like, who did it? The only reason they knew it was me, because I had 3 knots on my head, you know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man.
You got wounds on your head.
Got wounds, man. It wasn't just the head, it was the slubbing with the head. But, man,
so you got a little spit on the place.
Yeah, man.
Some knots on.
Got some knot, man. So, like you saying, comedy, man, I just take, my style, I take a little bit of truth. And then I write the rest, like, toward my way of thinking. Because, like, a lot of stuff I seen, I try to flip. I can tell you something about a murder, but I flip it where it's not a murder. It's something to take you away from your day to day. Something make you laugh. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, and that's the way I look at comedy. I want people going through stuff, you know what I'm saying, not to be thinking about what they went through that day. You know, that's why I try not to give like the hard truth. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it need to be every different style though.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Well, that variety is very, very important, man. Like when you putting together a lineup of comedians, say like 5, 6 comedians, and everybody has the same style. Yeah. Nobody's gonna stand out. Yep. The audience is not gonna be able to tell the difference, especially like they all look the same, they sound the same, and they doing the same style of comedy. Right. I can't tell the difference between none of you niggas. Like all y'all are interchangeable. Right. You know what I mean? At this point, y'all are indisposed. I can put in another one and replace you. Right. Versus somebody who is doing something very unique and creating their own lane. That's how you create an audience. That's how you create a demand in any type of market. When you cater to a need that people didn't know that they wanted. Right. Until it's gone. Right. When that market moves on and then people like, damn, I gotta go somebody else. You know what I mean? Right. But by that time, capitalism says that somebody else will copy your style and try and repeat it. Right. So that's why you have these comedians stealing jokes. Right, right. And I don't understand that. Man. Because you still can't do it the way the originator did it. You know what I'm saying? This like, is America. Yeah. You know what I mean? This is the land of the fake imitators. Right. You know what I mean? When McDonald's came out, it was 1,000 other burger shops came out with the same type of idea. We're going to sell the Big Mac. Right. You know what I mean? It doesn't have the Big Mac sauce, but we're going to sell the Big Mac. Right. You know what I mean? And that's what America is. Just unfortunately in comedy, it's so easy to steal somebody's material. Yep. You can be here in Atlanta, then be across the other side of the country. Yeah. And you stealing Dedrick Flynn's jokes. Right. You know what I mean? And people like, where'd you get this hot shit from? Oh yeah, that nigga Dedrick Flynn cooking up that hot shit. Right. I stole it. You know what I mean? People stealing shit all the time. Well, that's why. And you know what, man? Now that's one thing. Cause I worked so hard on mine, and I ain't nowhere near like some of those comedians. Cause I'm still considered as a fresh, wet behind the ear comedian. Really? Yeah, how long you been doing comedy? Not long, man. Since COVID. Okay. But I've been wanting to be a comedian since I was a kid, and I can tell you a story, man. Growing up in Atlanta, I stayed in Summer Hill, Dixie Hill, and Adamville. Okay. But I never forget, we were standing in Adamville this time, and I was a product of my environment. I used to have a mouth full of gold teeth and all that stuff. But and I wanted to be a comedian, and Bruce used to own 559. Oh shit! I think right behind the West End. And we used to be in the parking lot, me and my brother them, and I said, one day, man, I'm gonna tell Bruce, I want to be a comedian. And he pulled up in his dually truck at Chantrell's. And I know he don't know me. He probably don't remember it. He put in the dually truck. And I ran into him and like froze. I was like, Bruce, hey. You know, he like, nerves got you. He was cool though, but he went on in Chantrell's because Chantrell was over by West End of the soul food restaurant. But because I didn't know how to get into it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't know how to and you straight from Atlanta, we straight Ebonic. You know, I'm 4'2" and all that, you know. And yeah, man, so that's why I went to the comedy class, because I didn't know how to get into it. Like I started in fucking 2015 and I Googled it. Right. And the first thing that popped up was the comedy class at the Laughing Skull. You know, I Googled open mics. It wasn't until about like 6 months later, I found out about the Google Calendar. Shout out to AK Bjorn. I found out about all the open mics that was happening every day of the weekend. That's why I love doing comedy here in Atlanta, because you can do 3, 4, 5 mics, open mics, and then if you have any showcase shows on top of that, you can smash out on comedy. Right. You can do at least about 10 comedy shows throughout the week. Right. And then once you travel to these other cities with this supply and demand, what I call it is supply and demand, because in these other cities, they don't have comedy like that happening every day. Right. You know what I mean? They might have one mic happening a day, and then on the weekends, the comedy clubs are doing the showcase shows. So they love being able to come down to Atlanta and do 3, 4, 5 shows. Right. And then in transverse, it shows how often we're on stage compared to these other cities, because we have 5 times to get up a night. So that experience is going to shoot you way past somebody who's going up one time a night, maybe once a week. Because I've been to cities where they have one comedy show a week.
Right.
And of course, they're going to look at other comedians as superstars. Because to see a better quality comedian, they have to travel to a bigger city or they have to pay more for a bigger comedian to come to their city.
Right.
So these audiences, these people, they're more appreciative of Atlanta comedians.
Right.
Just call it what it is.
Right.
Because there's a bigger city, bigger market, more celebrities, more people who want to be celebrities. Right. And then on top of that, the quality of comedians you have to fight against for stage time is crazy. Yeah. You know what I mean? So
you got to create your own.
Shout out to Dirty South because it's been many times at Uptown.
Man.
I had to follow a Dirty South.
Man, let me tell you. Like I said, I started in 2020. But let me tell you, I met Dirty South at Uptown. And I remember she came in there with that purse. She reminded me of my cousin Tamika. You know, I know she probably watching this, but my cousin Tamika, you know, we grew up together, you know. But Dirty South had her purse. She was like, "Who are you?" You know, she didn't realize I had a little, and she said, "I'm gonna work with you," like that. I was sitting on the side. She said, "I'm gonna work with you," and now she gave me a hug. It was her and Ernesto with the afro, and then it just was sad. She like, "Take my number. I'm gonna work with you." Then next thing I know, she gone.
Yeah, man. That's why you gotta love your people while they still here, bro. Because I miss Dirty South. I'm not gonna lie, I miss her to death because she was a very, very honest person.
Right.
That's what I would say. She was hilarious. You know what I mean? She got that style of comedy that I wanted to first do. Because my favorite comedian of all time, I mean, of course, is Richard Pryor, but I feel like he's cheating. For any comedian to say that Richard Pryor is a favorite comedian, that's cheating. Because he's the GOAT. You know what I mean? That's like somebody saying that Michael Jordan's their favorite basketball player. Like, nigga, he's the best. You're cheating. Get somebody else. You know what I mean? So Richard Pryor and then Bernie Mac. Because of Def Comedy Jam, I ain't scared of you motherfuckers. And what I've always appreciated about Dirty South is she emulated that for herself. She made it her own. Right. Because when I first got into comedy, I wanted to do exactly what Bernie Mac did. But it was already done. Right. So to do what he already done would be to steal his material and to be a replica Bernie Mac. And I got to become a Patrick Seals.
Patrick Seals, that's right.
And Dirty South found a way to make
Dirty South.
Dirty South.
Right.
Do my ladies run this motherfucker? Hell yeah. And then the DJ fucking play that Planet Rock shit. Right. Man, I was always amazed by that. The kids call it aura farming now. Right. But that shit, she had all the aura. Right. Every time I saw it.
Right, man. Yeah, man. It's like you say, but when you say it's always been hard for me to have a number one comedian because it's so many number ones. Oh, yeah. So I could never say Richard Pryor just my number one. I can't because I can go from Eddie. I can keep going. Like I can put Whoopi Goldberg in there. I can put Mom Baby in there. I can put Monique in there. Adele. You know, Rancho Monch. What's her name? Start with an M. Dark skin, slender. She's in California. I just can't think of her name. I'm sorry.
You talking about Melanie?
Moncho.
No, I think I'm saying it wrong.
No.
I'm sorry.
No, it's
messing your name.
Yeah. I don't want to mess her name up, but she's hilarious, man. But it's so many good and comedians, man. Like it's so. To me, Tony Tone, man. If you talking about the artist stand up, Tony Tone, man, hilarious brother, man. Yeah, people overlook Tony Tone is man. Like the art is amazing, man. Yeah. So it'd be hard for me to just go like Richard Pryor. Yeah, we say that, but then you got to go to Robin Harris. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Like it's Damian Wayans.
Robin Harris, the king of fucking crowd work, man. Right. Roasting people and shit. Right.
And to put the pistol on you. You know what I'm saying?
The fucking goat.
Yeah, man. Put the pistol on. But yeah, man. So how how did you what is one city that gave you the toughest crowd, like between Georgia, Alabama, Chattanooga, or South Carolina?
The toughest crowd I've ever faced, oh man, I would have to say is this city right here. Is this city of Atlanta. It really is, because in every other place I've gone to, like I said, I've traveled to small towns in the South, and the biggest town I've traveled to outside of Atlanta is Birmingham. Like I went to Nashville, fucking Knoxville, Chattanooga, Charleston, plenty of cities. I can't say Atlanta. Okay, I can also say Waycross too. I forgot about Waycross. Yeah. I did open up a show for Charleston White in Waycross, Georgia, and man, I got booed out of my drawers at that goddamn show. I love Atlanta. Atlanta's a tough crowd, but it's because they expect so much out of you. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this crowd in Waycross, it was different because, like I say, I was opening for Charleston White, so of course the people were not there for me. You know what I mean? This is a 500-seater I think auditorium that we're in. Okay. And he got guards in this place with guns, and not just pistols. I mean, like automatic weapons. Oh, wow. Because by this point, he had been attacked on stage, so he has to have security with him. Oh, wow. You know what I mean? So it's tense. There's a lot of tension in the room. A couple comedians got booed off stage before I went up. And I'm thinking, I'm going to kill their ass. I'm going to fucking come out here and just whoop their ass. You know what I mean? First joke went okay. You know what I mean? First joke went okay. But then somewhere along the second and third joke, I fucking lost them. I lost them. They started booing me, and I'm like, nigga, I don't give a fuck. I'm not getting off this stage. I'm going to stay up here and keep talking my shit. And then this big nigga came up on stage eating a plate of food. This nigga walked up on me eating a plate of food. Nigga, you gonna get your ass off this stage? I'm like, you know what? You right. I ain't even in my city. Let me go ahead and leave. What? And I know it was bad because the bartender asked me as I was leaving, do you want something to drink? You want a shot or something?
That's bad.
And I don't drink. And so that's what I told him. I'm good. I don't drink. And they was like, you sure, my boy? You sure you don't want shit?
Huh, take it, man.
That was pretty bad up there. You know what I mean? It was like, yeah, Waycross is pretty bad. But I've always been the type of person that I would blame myself. You know what I mean? I would never sit here and say that the crowd was this, the crowd was that. I fucked up. I wasn't a good comedian on this night. Something within me was preventing me from connecting with this crowd to the point they decided to let me know verbally, nigga, you suck. Get off stage. And so on the ride home, I had to dissect what was it that didn't connect with this crowd. Okay. And I will never say because, the crowd wasn't there for me. I mean, of course, they were there for Charleston White. Right. That's a fact. Right. But at the same time, I still have the opportunity to make them laugh. They gave me 5 to 10 minutes of their attention to make them laugh. And for whatever reason, I didn't connect with them. So I can't say that they're the reason. I have to take it all on me. Right. Because if I do anything else, that's shifting the blame from something that I can't control.
Right. I see what you're saying, but Charleston White I know he learning the art. He's more of a motivational speaker. So they was looking for that side. He's like anybody else can be that does comedy. Like if we just talk normal or just talk about life and say, man, shit, that's how I normally talk anyway.
Charleston White does those stories that we was talking about. Because he's a newer comedian, he does those stories that we was talking about, and it doesn't have the punches that come every 30 to 40 seconds. But because the people are there to see him, they give them his attention. Right. Because this same exact show, he had a white woman escorted out of there. Yeah. He told his security guards, get this white lady up out of here. And they fucking picked her up and toted her right on out.
And he's also, I'm pretty sure he signed to a certain some organization too.
Talking about the agency?
Yeah, agencies too. So they, when people know business, some people have folks behind them.
And that's the thing about it, because like he in a lot of these small market, well, I'm not gonna say small market, but like small cities. Right. Yeah, I mean, because he was in Mississippi, this was in Waycross, Georgia, and Waycross they don't even have a major highway going through it. Dang. I had to take a back road to get to fucking Waycross. Right. Yeah, I mean, and this how I know it was real though, because the people in this city love Charleston White so much, they put on their Sunday best. because ain't nothing else going on in this town.
Right.
Charleston White here. This is our event for the year, maybe the decade.
Right.
And we're going to be talking about this forever.
Right.
And that's how real it was. 500 people came out to see Charleston White talk that shit.
Man, I would have thought it would have been like some white robes out there or something.
Man,
I ain't never been to Waycross.
That's what I'm saying. People was dressed in their Sunday best, bringing their best side pieces, and they was drinking their best liquor, bro. It was a fun time, even though I bombed.
Said dude walked up there with a plate on.
With a plate of food. Hey, bro, you got to get your ass off stage. I'm like, you know what? You're right.
What Q said, it ain't where you from, it's where you at.
On God. Ain't where you from, boy. It's where you at.
Yeah, he like, you want to drink? You do want to, man, take this drink. Yeah, man. So, yeah, and I also know you do content creation with Atlanta Faggot, man. And that shit be funny, man.
Oh, yeah.
So what got you into doing that, man?
I got some season tickets a couple years back in 2021. Matt Ryan's last year with the Falcons, man. I can be here all day, so you might want to stop me when you get ready. So I got these season tickets. You know, we got Kyle Pitts, and I'm thinking, I'm going to flip these tickets. I'm going to flip them. I'm going to get them, and I'm going to sell them because we're going to win games. And we'll go to the playoffs. So I got these tickets for the low, and I'm going to sell them real high because we're going to the playoffs. Man, we won one fucking home game that whole damn season. That shit pissed me. Every home game I went to, we fucking lost.
Bad investment.
And the one that I didn't go to, we won. So I had decided before the season had started that, you know, I got these season tickets. Let me make it worth it. Let me record some type of content before and after the game. Let me make predictions. Let me react to the game. And over the years, that is transformed into me doing Raheem Morris skits, to me doing other various football-related skits.
Right.
Whether that's being a fan in the crowd, swag surfing, pretending to slap somebody because the Falcons done pissed me off because they done lost.
Right.
But it started from just me getting in front of the camera and just predicting what I think is going to happen and then reacting to what did happen. And I did that from 2021 all the way up until this year. Like, it morphed into a lot of different variations where I would do it on the computer, have 10-minute videos, editing, have all these other types of, you know, what's it called? Like, just other interchangeable skits going on in between the videos and whatnot. And then I just simplified it. I made it a minute, and I just reacted to the videos. And then this past year, I was just so fed up with Raheem. I was so pissed off with him because this motherfucker looks so goddamn stupid, chewing that gum, looking up at the scoreboard after somebody done did some stupid shit. And me, I like authenticity. Like, I know that, nigga, you pretending. You trying to be calm right now because as a coach, I'm going to be into it.
Right.
Like, nigga, we've been through this all season.
Right.
And you still fucking up? Like, I can't, you see what I'm saying? Like, I can't control myself. So for your dumb ass to sit right down the sideline, see your nigga fuck up and don't react, oh, nigga, I got to make content off this shit. I got to make content. And it was so easy just to chew the gum, look up at the scoreboard, watch and repeat. Yeah. Because that's all the fuck he did.
You the only person I seen win the game and get fired. So
4-game winning streak. They fired him the same an hour after that game. Yeah, he was in the locker room giving out victory speeches. And hey, step in my office real quick, my boy. We got some pink papers for you to sign. Real
he
quick.
Even prayed. You know?
It was a natural thing to happen, I say.
Yeah. All right, man. Like, we had fun chopping it up, but now it's time to turn up the heat, man.
Okay.
This part of the show where I put the guests on the spot, and it's called a Tankhead Hot Seat.
Okay.
So I'm going to ask you some questions, man. Just be authentic. That's
okay,
it.
I got you.
All right. Worst show you ever did?
Worst show I ever did. Let me think, because I done did some shitters. I done did quite a few shitters. I done went out of state for about 2-3 people at a show, but I can't consider that to be the worst show because at least the 3 people who was at this show were engaged. I've been to fucking shows where I've been booed, and I still can't consider them to be the worst show because that was my fault. You know what I mean? But like, when the system fails, there's nothing you can do. When you're at a show where the fucking TVs are on, the crowd is giving you their back, they not giving a fuck. They don't care what you're saying, who you are, none of that shit. And it's it's a lot of those shows around. Yeah, I mean, let's see. It was the comedy rap shows, man. That's when I learned that you can't like comedy and rap doesn't necessarily, it goes together, but those are two different audiences.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, because like, so these shows, it was a rap artist would go and then a comedian would go. The rap artist brought all their fans out, which is cool. Yeah, I mean, because comedians, we don't really have no fans like that. But we need people in the audience to laugh. Yeah, I mean, so we get to these places and we think, okay, we got people here. It's gonna be a good show. But the rap artist entourage only are there for them. Right. So when the rappers aren't performing, they are giving you their back. They smoking. They fucking chopping it up with their friends, hitting on the girls, getting another drink. They outside. They doing everything but fucking paying attention to the comedians. So you're fighting the whole time. The whole time you're fighting just for attention because they aren't there for you. Right. And those shows, man, that's the show Dirty South got punched at. And she got punched in the face at. It was a fight almost broke out.
Dirty South got punched?
Yeah, because a comedian had threw a cigarette at another comedian and they went outside and they was like, it was bad. Wow.
Best city energy so far.
Best city energy, like the cities I've been to? Yeah. I would have to say Athens. Off rip, just Athens, man. I love going to Athens just from the first comedy show I did up there. The comedians were super supportive, and then the people in the towns, in the city, they're super, super into comedy, man. They're super into the creatives, into arts, anything where people are being artistic and expressing themselves. They are really into it because I think it's because they're a college town. You know, they're learning new stuff. They're kids, they're younger, so they feel like, you know, the world is their playground. UGA. Yeah, I mean, so they're learning new things, and they want to express it, and they want to do it, and they're open to a lot of different things. And every time I go to Athens, man, it's nothing but love. It's nothing but love. And I mean, of course, I am a Georgia Bulldog fan, but I just still believe that the people who in Athens, they really, really support the comedy shows.
All right. Bombing or hecklers? Pick your poison.
I'll bomb any day of the week. I don't give a fuck. I will bomb because bombing means, at this level of my career, bombing means that I tried something new and I took a risk. Right. Because I know that I can go to a show, pull out some old dandies, some jokes that I've been saying for 10 years and have a successful set. Right. But to bomb means I did crowd work. I asked a question that was a little bit too racy, too raunchy, or I said something that I usually don't say. Because a lot of my material, yeah, I mean, it's been tested. It's been tested across the South. Right. And I'm a black person speaking the truth. So that means it's been tested in places where it probably shouldn't have been tested at, but it still withstood the test. Right. So for me to go into a place and bomb, that's nothing. But to get heckled, oh man, because it's different types of heckling. You know what I mean? Because I've been on stage at Uptown and I said I don't eat ass before. And the women in the crowd turned on me. You don't eat ass? And they turned their back on me. They ain't want to hear shit else I said after that. You don't eat ass? What the fuck? You know what I mean? And experiencing that, I don't think anybody could prepare me for that because I didn't have a frame of reference for, you know what I mean, people being into you and still heckling you. Right. You know what I mean? Because here in Atlanta, like I say, they will positively heckle you. They will, right on, fuck yeah, that shit happened. And if you're not used to it, it can be jarring because heckling, you're used to it being negative, and you used to have to like going on the offensive in heckling. But in this situation, you have to be accommodating and have to be welcoming and letting them know that, okay, I appreciate it, but nigga, you fucking up the flow. You know what I mean? And when those women told me, when they gave me their back, it really turned how I perceive comedy. Like, I just can't go out here saying that I don't eat ass. You know what I mean? I have to leave a little bit of space where, okay, I don't eat ass right now. Maybe I will in the future, but it's just not right now because I don't want to be the type of person that women aren't coming to my shows. You know what I mean? I don't want to be the, oh, nah, he don't eat ass, girl. We can't go to his show. It's not a good look as a comedian.
I guess you answered it. One thing the internet doesn't know about you.
One thing the internet doesn't know about me is shit. I don't know. I do comedy. I be door dashing. I don't have no kids. I got a beard. Shit, I graduated from college. I graduated from Georgia State. I don't talk about that a lot, but I graduated from Georgia State with a bachelor's degree in psychology. Went 4 years up there at Georgia State. Learned some of the best finesse skills. Learn how to tell homeless people no without breaking the conversation. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't talk about Georgia State too much, but it was a wonderful time for me. I met a lot of people, a lot of different cultures and experiences, man. I really, really love my time at Georgia State.
You about to have all the women after you, man. What do you want people to say about Patrick Seals' show when they leave?
What I want people to say about Patrick Seals' show when they leave is I want them to feel lighter. I want them to feel happier. I want them to feel seen. I want them to feel safe. I want them to say that that's a funny motherfucker who be saying some crazy off the wall shit, but most of it is fucking true. That nigga said some crazy shit, but a lot of it was fucking facts. Because in this journey that I realized is that people they will go through extreme lengths to avoid the truth. And if I create a situation where they are exposed to the truth and in an entertaining way, it shapes their whole worldview. It heals them. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I've been at comedy shows where somebody done said something that I related to so deep in my fucking soul, I just got up and just started shouting and moving and shit. And it healed me. And that's what I want to do. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like a pastor or a preacher.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's why I love comedy.
Right. All right, man. You survived the Tankhead the hot seat. But now before you get out of here, let the people know where they can find you, what you got going on, you know.
Y'all can follow me on social media, man. SealsMan93 on Instagram, Patrick Seals _93 on Twitter. That's the X. Subscribe to my YouTube channel because I talk about the Georgia Bulldogs and Atlanta Falcons during football season. You know, football season's over for the Falcons, but I'm still pushing out this content. You know what I mean? I'm still doing Raheem Morris content for the time being because he's done being a Falcon. So I gotta elevate. I gotta move on and do pastures. But I do have a show coming up January 30th. With my homegirl, Silly Me. She's hosting it, and we got a crazy lineup of comedians. So make sure y'all follow my social media page, and y'all tap in to get tickets to the next comedy show in January 30th.
And your social media page is what
SealsMan93 on Instagram, SealsMan 93 on Instagram, Patrick Seals on Facebook, PatrickSeals, and my TikTok is comedian Patrick Seals. That's the most followers I have on all my social medias is on TikTok. So I fuck with the TikTok, and I made $5 from TikTok, so I'm trying to make 10. So fuck with me on TikTok.
All right, yeah, get out and support this brother, man. His brother in stand-up comedy, man. Very funny brother, man. Get out and support. That's the end of the Tankhead Moe Show. It's about the truth, the jokes, the Tankhead way. Peace. If you like this episode, please comment, like, share, and subscribe.